Tuesday's gone with the wind. My baby's gone with the wind. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day out there to those who celebrate. It's the Vikings Daily Jerome live stream coming right at you at 11 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday. Fridays, 9 a.m. Central Time. What is up? What is going on? We're here to talk Vikings, talk football, talk food, talk nonsense. It's always a good time. If you're in the live chat, you guys are the best, as well as if you catch us on demand, I understand. I do understand. A couple of business items. So the Discord, if you enjoy the live chat, join up there. The link is in the top left corner. We currently have 17 plus 1. We have 135 Jeromes in the Discord right now. It's pretty awesome. Great times ahead over there. Only rules: no politics, no spam. Keep shit posting at a minimum, even though I am the king shit poster. So, you know, what can you do? So join over there, as well as if you want to support the work, purpleftw.com/support. Visit all of our great sponsors. You get discounts at On It, Lisa Mattress, etc. So check them out. It's the top link in the description of the stream, purpleftw.com/support. All right, so a couple items. Well, Vike Flair is going to be back on Friday. I think I mentioned that. I'm not sure, but it's going to be a good time. As well as producer Allie, we currently are having a flash sale on the what's it called? Teespring? Yeah, Teespring store. Let me find that out. All right, so flash sale as of right meow. So if you go to the Teespring store, if you use promo code GBTears through Thursday, you get 15% off all merchandise right there. It's a good time. All right, so yeah, you'll figure it out. All right, so what else? Oh, so we've been talking about doing a cooking segment for a long time on the channel, and I wanted to tie it in with football as opposed to just me cooking things, as well as kind of lazy. So, but here's what we're gonna do. So for the 2020 season, each week we're going to do a video of us cooking a dish that is native to the opponent that week. So should be a good time. So just going through as of right now. These aren't set in stone. Some places are kind of difficult. Like, what is Detroit known for? I don't know. All right, so first week against Packers, we're gonna make brats, and I think we'll make them from scratch. So we'll grind our own brats. We'll season them up. We'll put them in the casing. And I haven't done that in a while. It's something I want to get into, especially making wild game brats and whatnot. So we'll do that. Week 2 at Indianapolis. Again, what is Indianapolis known for? Apparently, they're known for a pork tenderloin sandwich, and that's delicious. And I feel like that's sort of ubiquitous across the Midwest. Indiana sort of on the eastern edge of the Midwest. Like Iowa's really known for a pork tenderloin sandwich. It's good. 3, so the Titans. So you go ribs here. Nashville for sure, but Nashville hot chicken, I mean, it's in the name. So we're going to get the deep fryer going. We'll make our own Nashville hot chicken. Week 4 at Houston. You got to do brisket when you're in East Texas, right? Like East Central Texas. Got to do up some brisket. Week 5 at Seattle. Salmon. Salmon. Ho, ho, ho. So we'll have to find some good salmon from the Pacific Northwest around here. May have to have some delivered, so we'll see. Week 6, Atlanta. So Atlanta's a great town. Soul food up the wazoo, but we're gonna go with the standard chicken and waffles. So yeah, another fried chicken dish. It's gonna be great. We'll make our homemade. We'll make waffles from scratch. It'll be good. Week 8, stupid Packers again. So beer cheese soup, which is delightful, but also like if you don't do well with dairy, it's not great. 9, Detroit. So Detroit was tough. I mean, what is Detroit known for? They have a pretty sizable Greek population, so we could go down that route. And again, these are subject to change. But chili dog, I was trying to think of something that had to do with 8 Mile. So we could do like Mom's Spaghetti. That ties in. But apparently they're known for chili dogs. So we have that tentatively on the list. Chicago, the Bears, Monday Night Football weekend, the Bears. Of course, deep dish pizza, which is really fun to make. And although it's not pizza, it is a casserole. It is a hot dish. It is basically a bread bowl lasagna. Like it's a giant Italian pot pie. It's not pizza, man. So 11 Cowboys. So really big Tex-Mex influence there. Like we could do a giant steak, Texas, Dallas, oil money, everything there. But Frito pie, which I'm not familiar with. But from what I've heard from the comments, it is delightful. 12, Carolina. Got pulled pork sandwich. Teddy Bridgewater coming in Eagles Bank Stadium, bringing in some of that pulled pork with some of that Carolina sauce, which is just, we do mustard base. We could do vinegar and hot sauce. We'll do both. Shit. 13. So Jacksonville is tough. There's a lot of really great fishing off of Jacksonville, but it's not a lot of like normal like American dinner plate type fish. I'm sure a lot of them are great, but we'll figure something out. And I don't know, some sort of fish, some sort of surf and turf. I'm not sure what the crab is like in Jacksonville, but I mean, well, people suggest like a Cuban sandwich, except that's Miami. Like Jacksonville is much closer to Georgia than it is to Miami, so we'll figure something out. Week 14. Sticking with the Florida theme. So, the west coast of Florida, big into the scallops. Got some really nice, beautiful ones in the Gulf. Could do Gulf shrimp too. Do something like that. Week 15, Italian beef with the Bears. Week 16, gumbo with the Saints. I really like making gumbo. It's gonna be a great time. And then 17, apparently there's something called Detroit pizza. Detroit style. Which, I don't know. Like Little Caesars from Detroit, right? Pretty sure it is. So is that it? Maybe we'll just order Little Caesars week 17 because we're burnt out from the season. Yeah. But it should be fun. We're going to do easy to follow recipes with ingredients so you can find basically any local grocery store. Or try to at least. So it's going to be great. All right. So that is out of the way. Live chat, rise up. What is going on, everyone? So we got Q&A. Oh, the add-on question. What we're going to name the stupid show? I have no ideas. I'm sure we'll think of something. Should I do the cooking shows as Vike Flair? Woo! Bam! Purple Vengeance. Not Kirk's cooking show in reference to what the F meat that posted his girl. Like, I mean, that gets glossed over a lot. I mean, that gets forgotten by history. Kirk Cousins grilling. Kirk Cousins grilling. Yeah, I'm still convinced that this is like human meat. Like, this is full on Jeffrey Dahmer. This is full on having the neighbors for dinner. Oh, you mean over for dinner? Yes. Stupid joke that gets in every cannibal movie. Because there's so many cannibal movies. All right, so this was the summer, 4th of July, after Kirk first signed with the Vikings. So you have this giant mound of. So what were my thoughts at the time? Like I assumed that it was a filet mignon, which if you look at these pieces, kind of looks like a filet. So it could have been like marinated filet. I mean, it's possible, as well as so filet mignon. Like everyone, gets the the hockey puck type thing at the. At a restaurant, but at the end of the fillet, you have a butt end, which is the fillet starts splitting off into two different muscle groups. So that's what this looks like. The thing that everyone says looks like a kidney, but I don't know, man. And also, this was on the heels of when Kirk Cousins was being courted by the Vikings. They went from Manny's to Capital Grill, if you remember, because Kirk had weird food restrictions. Even though, what can you get at Capital Grill that you can't get at Manny's? That's what I want to know. I still wonder about Kirk's grilling prowess. So I don't know, man. I just don't know. Watching the interviews with Cam try to thread the needle on me, Dantzler, and El Jefe. I was impressed by their tempered excitement and quiet swagger they showed. They come across as having great football IQ as well. Could you see Zimmer doing some higher amount of rotating these guys for stamina purposes if they're all getting pretty close to being on the same page? The cornerback rotation? Maybe, but I don't think it'll be as big as it was last year, where like it was like Pee Wee football where everyone gets even time. It did look like that, but yeah, I think it could be the hot hand, for lack of a better term, with Hill and Hughes and Dantzler and Gladney. It's great. Yeah, no, it's good. Because what was it? El Jefe and Dantzler and I believe Jefferson all hung out at the combine. I think two of them were roommates, so building up the chemistry right away. Blake Kettler, are you a concert guy? And if so, what was the last one you went to? I am not. I enjoy live music. Some of my friends have bands. We see them occasionally, but nah, it's not really my thing. Like, I've never really got into it. And sack of ribs, or any pun would be a good name. Sack of ribs. Except when do you have a sack of ribs? Except although that does sound delightful, like that would be a good name for a restaurant. What do you serve? Tree J, time for one more. Zim's Kitchen. Oh yeah, that's in reference. So I forget the PR guy's name, but every press conference it always ends with time for two more, as in two more questions for the media jackals. They usually don't even take the full two, by the way, because everyone's sort of. Press conference is always funny because it's always like, who has a question? And then like dead silence for 30 seconds. Then Thomason comes up with something, usually like in reference to a PFF grade. Pulford's goal. NFL rankings make me laugh. They did a ranking, really good at reading today, for every team's cornerback strength, and I was surprised the Vikings were ranked 11th, but the Eagles were 8th. Huh. You should name it Jerome Shalom for a propensity to all Jeromes eating good food as well as supporting the Minnesota Vikings goal. Except we're not going to be kosher. I'm definitely not kosher, but it's all good. God, what ranking was that? Because, I mean, the Eagles' cornerback depth chart is straight trash. Technically, they're homeless. Because, my God. All right, so Maddox. NRC. The corpse of Darius Slay. Like, that's your big move. Sidney Jones is meh. Oh, I forgot Marcus Epps was there. Sad. Craig James. I believe he was a former Viking, too. And not the alleged hooker killer. But, my God. Really? Oh, was that an old ranking? Because that's the only thing that makes sense. This is not the 8th. Next up, Charlie Boltman. You should use some variation of the Pornhub jingle for the intro. Andy enters with nothing but apron production value. What's the Pornhub jingle? Actually, that's a test for all of you sinners. Jerome Barty's table. Hot takes, hot plates. Tin pot dictators. Minneapolis Miracle whips. First and bold to go. I don't know. What are we gonna call this thing? If you have ideas, toss in the live chat. All right, what's next? Better fit for Adam Zimmer and Anthony Barr next season, Jets or the Falcons? God, man. So I'm sure that Adam Zimmer has gotten an earful about his dad about the 3-4, because Zimmer has run 3-4 at times during his career. Part in Atlanta as well as parts in Dallas under Parcells. So I'm sure Adam Zimmer, if he had his druthers, if Zimmer the younger could install his own defense, maybe it'll be a 3-4, pending on existing personnel for sure. But yeah, send them both to. Oh, yeah, Barr finally gets to the Jets. That'd be hilarious. But Adam Zimmer and Anthony Barr to the Jets. I don't want that for either of them. Them to the Falcons, sure. Because I think that DQ is on pretty thin ice. So maybe it's time for a regime change. Although, did Mike Zimmer have so many bad times and memories in Atlanta that Adam Zimmer's like, nah? Although it's not like he's going to turn down a play calling defensive coordinator gig. Man, that's so weird, though. Luke K. Andy's aspirations. Yeah. What's the most underrated meat to eat? Most underrated meat. Like venison is always really, really good. For me, although I do have like a relatively limited wild game palate, but like Midwestern corn-fed white, well, not like corn-fed intentionally, but feeding on on farmland, like a white-tailed deer. Son, come on. Like just like a full on like red backstrap. Nothing better. But underrated meat. Elk is really well. Of course, elk is really good. Trying to think. Alligator, when done right, is really really good. But in terms of just like domestic stuff, like normal people eat, what's underrated for me? Oh, so when I do ribs, I know that everyone likes to get either like baby back ribs or sometimes spare ribs or St. Louis style ribs, but I'm partial to spare ribs mainly because I don't care. So, and by I don't care, I mean lots of people, they'll square up their ribs, they'll make sure everything is all trimmed and nice, so that each individual bone gets to like there. But for me, I will just take a rack of spare ribs, which will come with the ribs as well as just like a giant piece of like meat and cartilage, and I'll just throw it on the grill, or I'll just throw it on the smoker. Like, yeah, I'll peel the membrane, I'll season it up, I'll do all that stuff. But I'm really not picky when it comes to like, oh, here's your rib, or oh, here's your massive pile of cartilage / meat, which is still delicious. So that's underrated. So spare ribs underrated. Oh, like giblets. Like, people that don't eat chicken or turkey giblets are weird to me. Like, the heart's great, liver's great, gizzard's fine. Turkey neck. That's my favorite part of the Thanksgiving turkey is do the neck. Shit. Like that meat in between those vertebrae, phenomenal. As well as something as simple as like a chuck roast. Like, chuck roast is great. I'm a big like crock pot guy, or haven't really gotten an Instant Pot. I really like it. But if you do a chuck roast, and if you put it on a smoker like a brisket, it's phenomenal. As well as sear it up, put it in a crock pot as like a pot roast, it's great too. Preacher Paul, hauling up for all y'all. Scalicious sweet and sassy treats. Not really that sassy though. Joe was get. Handy. I would love a Rob Brzezinski Thug Life t-shirt. Any chance you could add one to your shop? We could do like a Capology Thug Life. We could do that. It'd be good. Keep up good work, brother. Hey, thank you. Or do you think Brzezinski would get mad if we used his likeness? But obviously he would, and I believe he's a lawyer by trade, so maybe not a great idea. All right, but see, if we just use this, like you don't know that that's Rob Brzezinski, but maybe I shouldn't say that now. But like, you don't know, like this could be, I don't know, this could be Jeff Daniels, for all you know. By the way, who's had a more varied acting career than Jeff Daniels? Like, dude was in Dumb and Dumber, he's in Gettysburg, he's in The Newsroom, he's in like all these super serious roles, but also like Dumb and Dumber. Just odd. Anyways, yeah. Shit, yeah. I mean, we could adjust his jowls, I guess. Oh, he doesn't really have any jowls. I don't know. I feel like we could put this on a shirt and get away with it. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that I feel like that would sell. Next up is Zach Ballas. Sideline Sizzle. That's pretty good. I like the alliteration. Describe your ideal 3-day weekend trip to the Dells. 1, single guy going with a group of friends. Number 2, your family as of now. Number 3, with your family, but your kids are old, tall enough to ride the rides, swim, etc. Well, I would say my family, but in like 2 years when the boy's a little bit older, so he can actually like do some stuff. So I guess 3. But yeah, the Dells is fun. Always like Noah's Ark. Always like we stay at the Kalahari. Also like the Wisconsin Dells, like it's certainly tourist driven, but it is a great town. You can have a lot of fun there. Yep. Next up is by the way, so the stretch of highway, I've said this before, stretch of highway in between Onalaska and the Dells on I-90 through the Driftless area. It's gorgeous, friggin' A. I mean, look at Toma. Driving through Sparta, that sort of area. This is Sparta. Just like the hills and stuff. It looks like a friggin' screensaver. You almost forget that this would be way more beautiful if Wisconsin people weren't there. Because they're stupid Badger fans and the stupid Packer fans. Nah. Next up, Oakview. Cooking with Cook. Dalvin. Yeah. Ethan Griffith. Gridiron Grilling. It's pretty good. Double G. Said Triple D. Would be a great name. Is it possible we draft Ezra to be our future left guard rather than a left tackle of the future? I'm still banking on him being the left tackle. Like unless something major happens, like say the Vikings completely shit the bed and then they somehow end up with Penny Sewell. Like barring that, nah, he's gonna be a left tackle. All right, Livestream. Let us know where you're watching from. Give a couple shout outs. Vince Vaughn, yeah, NASA director in that the Martian movie. The Martian movie is good. Like everyone was in that movie, including Sean Bean. That is the only movie that Sean Bean doesn't die in, by the way. Kyle Rippentrop. It's the first day of my senior year today. Thanks for providing me daily entertainment with this live stream for the whole summer. Hey, thanks for tuning in, bro. Good luck with school. Man, I feel bad for like kids in school. Like, say you love sports. Say you're in high school, you love sports. I'd say you're a senior this year. So your junior, the back half is already tanked because of the Rona. And now if you're in Minnesota, sports canceled, fall. Minnesota State High School League is just like, no. And, obviously, I was going to say the term trivial, except it's not trivial for the kid involved. So there's so many high school kids who only try hard in school because of sports. And as flippant as that sounds, like that is the truth. Like there are some kids who only go to school, only behave, only get good grades because they want to play sports. And as adults, like you could say like that's stupid, but remember how you were in high school. Like if you played sports, you were dedicated, you were fully in. That was your whole world, right? And you hadn't really lived. I mean, high school, your class, your standing in popularity, girls, everything was that was the entire life. So I feel like there's so many unintended consequences. Like there's so many kids that are going to lack purpose because they don't have that discipline. They don't have that rigidity of schedule because no sports. It's tough. It's really, really tough, man. Next up is Preach Paul. Baby got a stew. Baby, you got a stew going. Oh, man. I love Carl Weathers. So Carl Weathers, obviously famous for Arrested Development. Baby, you got a stew going. As well as Rocky. It's weird seeing him in Creed in like the flashback scenes because he wanted to be in that movie so bad. And so it's like, bro, you're dead. And it's not like you age in the afterlife, or probably. Also, Predator. Carl Weathers was jerked, by the way. It's completely jacked. A couple of shout outs. Let's see. Rayshawn Ivory, Skull from St. Paul. What's going on, Rayshawn? Pulford Skull. If y'all ever make it to Nashville, find a spot to watch games, check out Will Hagen's Purple and Gold. Our group is called the Nashville Norsemen. I love the alliteration. Lawrence Hammond, Columbia, South Carolina. What up? Brent A. Tofskull from Brentwood, up to no good. Andrew Hansen, Cherokee, Iowa. What's going on? Zach Ballas, a few miles southeast from Fort Collins, Colorado. Yeah, I got so many actuallys on that BC video yesterday. There's a legit pop-up on the video where, so if you didn't see the video, talk about Colorado State. I didn't know exactly what city it was in, but then I put like a text box. It was like, it's in Fort Collins. Got a ton of comments like, oh, it's in Fort Collins. What? No shit. Thank you. Let's see. Pulford's in Nashville. What is up? Purple Rain Skull from Wausau, Wisconsin. Vince Vaughn's in Phoenix, Arizona for one more hour, then back to Skull Nation. Wait, so you got like a layover or something? I like that Phoenix airport is called Sky Harbor. I feel like that's pretty badass, except it's kind of a meh airport. Yeah. Preacher Paul, Cardwell, Montana, rolling through. Probably I-90. I do bet. I feel that Paul has probably been on I-90 for a longer amount of time that some of the Jeromes have been alive. I feel like that's fair. I do basketball, also from St. Paul. What is up? Tree J Skull from Forest Lake currently. Flake, what's going on? Forest Lake's a nice town. Just surrounded by lakes. It's nice up there. pretty close to St. Paul. Boom. Ben Niedenfür. Skull from Breckenridge. What is up? Big Rover, Compton, California. Man, what's going on in LA? First off, I miss LA. Secondly, times are crazy, man. There we go. The Rain Man Skull from Piers. There you go. All right, everyone, thanks for coming along. Live chat, as well as make sure to join the Discord top left channel, or top left. Link is in the top left corner. Really good at talking today. Next up is Sam K, the Miracle Cookers. Nicholas White, student, cooking with Kirk Cousins. So I would never want to cook with Kirk because I'm still pretty convinced that those steaks were human flesh, and I'm worried because I feel like I'm not super lean that I would be tough, but I'm not like overly marbled either, so it wouldn't be like Wagyu, but it's like a nice, it's like a nice balance. Like I would be a ribeye in terms of marbling. I don't know. Tree Jet. Working on getting my full Canadian residency now. Have you ever been to Canada? And if so, where'd you go? Or if you ever wanted to go, where would you visit? So, I've been to Canada. When I was a kid, we went to Thunder Bay, and then we went over to Winnipeg. It was a lot of fun. We also, I've been to Seattle twice, and both times we just visited Vancouver on like a day trip. Vancouver's a beautiful town. Except it's like one of the most expensive cities on earth, which is, haven't been to Eastern Canada, but would frankly love to see a lot of it, especially since we're getting back into hunting more and more. So, British Columbia, Alberta, certainly would be interested in that. But out east, be cool to see Nova Scotia. Be cool to see Montreal, the Quebec's on Canada. And I haven't been to Toronto, but. Do you know Toronto's on a more southern latitude than the Twin Cities? Which I always find funny. Billy Long cooking with balls. AJ Barnes. Purple. A couple more shouts. Eric Hansen, Skull from Arlington, Minnesota. What is up? Purple Vengeance, Skull from Fridley. Northern Burbs representing. Jacob Worley, Skull from Fayetteville, Arkansas. You guys have wonderful tomatoes in Arkansas. Why haven't the Vikings really tried out Cleveland left tackle, or at least see how well he does against first-team defense at the position? Imagine our line if he does well there with Reef at left guard. That would be one hell of an O-line. I feel like, so of course all the conspiracy theories came out because they did have 2 reps like that in positional drills on Sunday. I think that they want to have that contingency plan in their dossier of, hey, if Dakota Dozier and Aviante Collins suck, maybe they'll consider kicking Reef inside and bringing Cleveland in, because I would much rather see that, obviously, than Reef at left tackle than Cleveland at left guard, which I don't think is going to be his future position. Yeah, they should at least consider it. Purple Vengeance. P.S. The Kirk Dirk started on the Vikings Entertainment Network for the Halloween episode of Vikings Connected to answer from yesterday. Also from a while ago, Madden probably does this year after the regular season, 21, because Super Bowl is part of the new calendar year. I've been watching for a long time, bro. You rock, Andy. Hey, thank you. Stanley Morris, if you had to swap one player of equal caliber talent from each position group off and defense between the Vikings and Packers, who would get swapped? Well, David Bakhtiari and Riley Reef are basically the same guy, so that seems like a pretty even Yankee swap. Mike Hughes for Jair Alexander. Not much, to be honest. I would not swap Devonta Adams for Adam Thielen because, well, A, they're not even close on the same level. I mean, Devonta Adams tried so hard to get on Adam Thielen's level that he even changed his last name to Adams because he's just trying to get some of that Thielen nice. Ain't working. Oh, so can we trade Kenny Clark for Jaleel Johnson? Like, is that fair trade? See, Zadarius for Afadi? No. how much I believe in the Fadi, man. I don't think I would swap anyone. Because F this roster right in the face. No. Maybe Aaron Jones for Amir Abdullah. That could be even. Sure. Yeah. Hey, also, way to draft your fullback in the 3rd round. Asshats. Man. I do basketball. Can we still re-sign Josh Klein for left guard? I mean, he's out there. Also, Justin Jefferson is a Batman to Adam Thielen Superman. But don't they fight? I haven't really been... So, I'm not a big, like, comic book guy. I do like a bunch of the Marvel movies, but don't get really, like, nerdy into it. I'm a big Batman fan, but I just never really got into, like, the DC cinematic universe. So I actually haven't seen Batman versus Superman. Also, Ben Affleck kind of creeped me out as Batman. Do you bleed? You will. Save Martha. I only know it for the memes. Big Grover, keep it simple. Cooking for the win. That might work. Cooking FTW. Renee Gallegos. Purple Forkers. You're also welcome. It's funny. So at Winona State, my advisor in economics was Professor Gallegos. He's a funny little Filipino dude, man. He would talk. So he had sabbatical one of the years, and he and his wife just traveled the country. But they only traveled to places that had Krispy Kremes because they love Krispy Kreme. and again, like, he was just a little dude, and I'm sure his wife was like a little lady too. But they just like, we're going to travel the world and only go to places that have Krispy Kremes. It's kind of awesome. Stanley Morris, purple pigskin plates, optional for the purple. Depends on whether it's Vikings football themed cooking show or purple pigskin eaters. Like purple. Oh, like purple eaters. I feel like there's something there. Can't put my finger on it, but there's something there. Renee Gallegos again. Purple gaze. Cal Rippentrop. The table huddle. I'm pumped for the show. What is the Bills or Broncos game for the Vikings this year? They should obviously win, but make it difficult to watch. Jacksonville. I already pegged it. Jacksonville, Jaguars, US Bank Stadium, Week 13. Just going to come in, and it's going to be ass. It's going to be ass show, man. I do basketball. Feast fit for a Viking. It's a little bit long. Viking Jerome, you like that cooking show. Kirk might have that trademarked. Kirk is, like, of course, savvy, but also, like, nerdy savvy because he's trademarked. You like that. You like that. Yeah, just, yeah. Stanley Morris, week 1, the stadium full of fake crowd noise. Kirk trips on a sunflower seed during warm-ups. Can't play. What's the new spread with Mannion, Browning, Stanley? Mannion, Packers, -14. Browning, Pick'em. Stanley, Packers, -55. Brian Kayukin. Purple People Cookers, PPC. Preach Paul. Nordic Skolsen. Luke, how do you clean a cast iron pan? I usually use salt and paper towels, but I have some burnt remainders that won't come off. I use some like light steel wool, like gets like the very like fine one. Yeah, you just get after that. But there's a meme I saw on Facebook where it was like my girlfriend's skillet was really dirty, so I put in the dishwasher for her, and it was a cast iron skillet, and it's just like, no, there would be a murder. Tree J, what food restaurant tastes 100 times better than at the restaurant than delivered at home, or at home? What food tastes better reheated or as leftovers? I guess like Chinese would be an easy answer for the reheated or leftovers. Also, pizza's always good, but I feel like pizza at an actual like pizza place, it just slaps harder than, you know, at home. So obviously the baseline is already high. At home, it's really good. But I mean, back when Pizza Hut used to have like relevancy as a brick and mortar place, because I remember as a kid, man, going to Pizza Hut, and sitting in the booth and getting like pizza delivered. It's just great, man. Like downing those red pitchers of Pepsi. I believe they had Pepsi products. That was fun. Playing that stupid ripoff machine where you're trying to find the claw. I didn't get the Ninja Turtle. But especially, so again, not giving credit to Chicago, but deep dish style pizza places where it takes at minimum of 50 minutes for that mother father to bake because it is a giant hot dish. You got a family, you got a group of friends, and you're just chilling, BSing, get a bunch of appetizers, get some wings, get some calamari. Then that pizza's there, and then you get that slice, and then it stretches the cheese. Woo, son, it's amazing. Nick Doroff, cooking for Jeromes. Yeah, I feel like we have to work Jerome in there somewhere. Let's say you're having 5 Vikings players over during the bye week to watch some football. Let's say COVID is done with. Who are you inviting over, and who's responsible for bringing the following? Pizza, chips, beer, dessert, and which one would be coming late? All right, so I'll have, So I'll have CJ Ham bring dessert. I don't know why, but I just feel like he'd be a good dessert guy. Or maybe his wife would be good at picking out desserts or something. Beer. I feel like Bradbury would be pretty solid in the beer department. Bradbury looks like, no. Actually, Brian O'Neill. Brian O'Neill looks like he probably had a couple of good times in Pittsburgh. So I'll go O'Neill with the beer. Oh, plus maybe he'll bring Yingling, which would be great. So your chips. I guess Bradbury can bring chips. Pizza. Actually, I would pick Shamar Stephan because Shamar, I believe, grew up in the Bronx. Okay. Yeah, Long Island. Excuse me. All right, so he grew up in New York City adjacent. He went to school in UConn. By the Connecticut is really underrated in terms of their pizza scene. It's just really, really good. So I'm sure that Shamar, especially being a defensive lineman, knows his way around a pie. And who's coming late? Probably Kirk. Now, Kirk's the most punctual mofo on planet Earth. I don't know, Thielen? I feel like Thielen might come late. Not quite Hollywood, but a little Hollywood, And then we, of course, since he's from Minnesota, we get the Minnesota goodbye. Start saying goodbye in the second quarter just so that everyone leaves by the end of the game. Lastly, Stanley Morris, who's winning a fight, Batman or Iron Man? So basically 2 rich billionaires fighting with their rich billionaire stuff. Give me Iron Man because he can fly. Also, Iron Man is not above killing people. So, yeah, there you go. All right, so that's it. That is the Daily Jeromes live stream for Wednesday. Thanks very much for coming along, Jeromes. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time. It's going to be a good time. Top left corner, hit that Discord button, as well as purplefjw.com/support. Hit up all of our sponsors, support them because they support us. And that is it. So we'll see you tomorrow. Skull